Hey folks, let's learn something new about the oil and gas industry. All right, today we're going to talk about fear of public speaking in oil and gas and how to just deal with it. So 3/4 of all people on this planet have something called glossophobia, which is basically the fear of public speaking. So it's extremely common, and I get questions all the time from people that want to either start a career in speaking or they have an assignment and they have to go speak in front of a crowd and they're nervous. And by the way, when we're talking about public speaking, I'm also talking about professional speaking. The difference, of course, between public speaking and professional speaking is as a professional, you get paid. That's what we do. And public speaking is you usually don't get paid, right? But 3/4 of all people have this fear. There's no way to get over the fear, just like there's no way to get over the fear of other things, but there's ways to diminish it and learn how to control it. So when you start speaking, you got to prepare before. So beforehand, think about a topic that you have passion around. If you're not talking about something you have a passion around, it's going to be hard. It's going to be arduous, right? You have to do a lot of memorization. And you don't want to memorize. You want to know what you're talking about. So one of the things that I do is I have the same 5 or so things I speak on every year. And it's all subjects and topics I have an interest and a passion around. And I don't get up there and repeat a PowerPoint presentation, right? I know the material. I know it in my heart. I only have to look at the slide deck. In fact, my slide decks, if you ever see me talk, are just pictures. There's no text whatsoever because I'm telling you a story. So you need to know the material. Then, hopefully a few days before you go to speak, you get to know everything physical. Go out and see what the room looks like. Understand how the microphones work. Understand what clickers and laptops you're going to be using. Make friends with the AV company, right? The guys that are going to mic you up, the guy that might be videotaping everything. They can do a lot to make things easier for you. So the more familiar you are with the environment, the less nervous you'll be, and the easier it will be for you to do public speaking in oil and gas. Now, the day of the event, eat well. Obviously, don't drink the night before. Get up, do a little bit of exercise. Exercise, regardless of what it is, always lowers your anxiety levels, and it makes you just feel better. Then, and here's one that I get called on all the time, but this is how I want to do it, and I'm the one being paid to speak. Dress first to be comfortable. If you've ever seen me speak, I'll bet 3/4 of the time I'm in blue jeans and a black t-shirt. That's what I wear. That's what I'm comfortable in. So dress first to be comfortable and then dress for the audience. If it is a event where everybody's gonna be in suit and tie, you probably should at least put a jacket on, right? But it doesn't mean you have to be in a suit and tie. It's really hard to get me in a tie. In fact, I'll challenge y'all, if anybody can find a picture of me in a tie, I'll give you something. You can find pictures of me in suits. Can't find pictures of me in a tie because I'm just not comfortable in a tie. My go-to is always something that's comfortable, so you need to do the same. And then right before you walk on stage, whether you have to go or not, go to the bathroom, right? One of the things about being nervous is you're not always aware if your bladder is full. Just go to the bathroom. And then always bring a bottle or a glass of water to you up to the stage or podium, right? Anytime that you get lost a little bit or get nervous, your throat gets dry, a drink of water, which everybody accepts as normal, allows you to calm down just a bit and pick back up. And especially if you get a cough or a dry throat, only drinking something will make that go away. All right, now you're up there, wherever, and you're delivering the speech. You're in the moment, in the now. First thing, it's normal to be nervous. I get nervous. Any speaker out there that doesn't say they get a little bit nervous is lying to you, right? The thing is not to let that nervousness ruin what you're getting ready to do. It's okay to be a little nervous, right? Then, remember, being nervous is literally one emotional step from being excited. So you can take that same nervousness and move it over to being excited about being on stage in front of all these people. Now, if you're one of those people that have a fear of crowds, you don't want to do that, right? You want to talk to yourself about how you're not on stage in front of a bunch of people, you're just on stage. Then, start off with a joke. If you've ever seen me speak, I always try to break the silence in the room with a joke. My jokes are all off-field jokes, of course, but it allows the audience to kind of lighten up and laugh, and it allows you to do the same. And sometimes your jokes bomb, and sometimes that's even better because then the audience feels a little sorry for you because your jokes bomb. Then engage with the audience. Don't present, engage. Look at people's faces, tell a story, look and see if they're nodding along. One of my favorite things that ever happens when I'm speaking is I'll make a point and the whole audience, without realizing they're doing it, will go, ah. That tells me they found something valuable in what I just said, right? And it was an unconscious sound that they made. That is music, right? To anybody that speaks. Then also be okay with silence. I use silence all the time to make a point. Like if I was getting ready to do something really important, I go, and you know what? That was just me using silence to get everybody to calm down, to make a point, to understand that what I'm about to say next is important. be okay with the silence. And then move around. I can't do it because I only have one camera, but if you ever see me on stage, I'm never sitting still. I move around because to me that's normal. And I think to the people out in the audience, it's also normal, and it makes them feel like you're more engaging with them instead of speaking to them, right? Then slow down. I have a horrible problem with this. I'm still learning how to do this myself. I get so excited about what I'm talking about, and what I'm talking about is always something I know intimately that's not memorized. I just know it. And so I want to try to get as much information, much facts out as possible. I tend to talk faster and faster and faster because I'm excited. Well, that's a good thing if you're me. It's not a good thing if you're in the audience, and especially if either your English isn't your primary language or if you're sitting away from the speakers, whatever. So slow down. And then here's a big revelation. Remember the first time you ever heard your voice recorded and it sounded weird? The reason it sounded weird is in your entire life you've never actually heard what you sound like, because when you speak, half the sound waves goes up inside your throat through your eustachian tube and hits your eardrum. So you've never heard literally what you sound like coming this way. The first time you heard yourself recorded, that's what happened. It was the first time you heard what you really sound like. It's the same way when you're speaking. When you make a mistake, only you know you made the mistake. Nobody else knows you made the mistake. The audience doesn't know what's coming next. So when you make mistakes, don't let that trip you up. Just keep on moving. One of the most well-received speeches I've ever given anywhere at any time in the world is halfway through I made a mistake, and that mistake caused people to laugh, right? And that laughter allowed me to go down this rabbit hole that I normally would not have went, and the audience loved it. I got just rave reviews, and it all started with a mistake. Now, when it's all said and done, first thing is enjoy the attention, right? Understand that people appreciate what you did, that it was valuable, and that even though that you were nervous or you were scared, the people in the audience thought it was awesome, right? So enjoy that. Sit there and just enjoy that. Make friends, pass out business cards, shake hands. Just remember, the more you speak, the better you get at it. Our new podcasters always laugh when I tell them this, and I'm being 100% serious. When you first come on as a podcaster, when you first do your first shows, you're gonna suck. When you first start as a speaker, I'm sorry, you're gonna suck, right? And you can do stuff, and we're trying to help you to make it less sucky, but you're gonna suck. The more you do it, the better you get. I sucked the first couple times I did. I don't even like to look at some of the first times I got up and did professional speaking. But just understand that the more you do it, the better you get at it. So in the beginning especially, do a lot of stuff for free, right? Or volunteer to do it. It's gonna make you learn, it's gonna make you get better at it. And then before you leave the event, if the AV guys have recorded either the audio or the video, ask them for a copy. Don't listen or look at it then, but later get some peers together and get them to do some informal coaching around mistakes you made. If they don't shoot video and audio, especially in the beginning, I suggest you at least bring a sound recorder and have the AV guys plug it into their soundboard so you can go back and listen to it and once again self-correct, do some coaching. And then enjoy. It's so rare to be a speaker out there in this world, and it's such a good way to convey information. People appreciate it. I know it's nervous. I know you can get caught up in the fear and everything. Back away from all that and realize what a privileged spot you're in and just enjoy it. Do me a favor, speaking of enjoy it, if you enjoy this, share this with your friends, family, do the all company email. And then if you don't know, we have the top podcast in the world in oil and gas. Go to oilandgasglobalnetwork.com. There we have the top 4 now. By the time you see this, probably the top 5, and we're growing like crazy. So folks, I hope this helped. We will see you next time.